Hey guys, welcome out to the channel. Today we have a bit of an ordeal that we had to deal with this past week. We usually park our camper in our backyard, and this past week when we went to go do it, it was, I guess, a little bit wetter than I thought it was, and I thought I was gonna roll my camper over because it started sinking into the ground. I'm gonna post some pictures in here just to kind of show you guys what ended up happening. Everything that I was trying to do kept making it worse. I kept trying to build up the area around the tire and underneath the tire and trying to move it back and forth, and it just wasn't working. And eventually the axle was almost completely on the ground on the right side, which was, I mean, it's a bad feeling when you're dealing with something like that and you just can't get it out. And I could have called a tow truck, except calling a tow truck, they really don't care about your equipment. And I'm not talking about everybody, I don't want to offend anybody, but most of the time they're just there to pull you out. They don't really care about the situation, what else happens. They just want to get you out, they want to get their money and get on with it. And the way that I had the camper and the way it slid, it could have hit our fence gate as it was going out, something like that, and could have been complete disaster. Could have ripped stuff off the camper, but yeah, we ended up finally getting it out. All right, so this is our back area that we parked the camper. You can see it's already lined out with some timbers, but the wheels are usually supposed to be like over here, and as I was backing it in, I couldn't get it to stop, and it kept sliding and eventually stopped right here in this hole. And just this hole ended up getting about 8 inches deep, and I was stuck. I mean, it was a nightmare. And I usually have these pavers in the line where I go to back up the camper, and I must have missed them or lined up something else different. I know I moved them over to the right a little bit recently, so I don't know if they ended up sinking into the ground as I was backing it up, and then it just completely got lost. But the ground was so wet that I couldn't get the camper to actually stop before it slid into this little area where it got trapped. So what we are actually doing today is gonna take this area right here and create an RV pad for it, using gravel, and try to fix it up so that this won't ever happen again. I picked up these little timber things down the road a while ago, and they were cut for some furniture, so they got like a little rabbit area on them, and we're just going to use those for scrap. Try to use some of these pavers where the tires will actually be sitting where the weight will be, and have it set. I got more support than just the gravel that's coming in just those areas, which will be right here. As you can see, this is where the tires usually are, and I think I moved them over here recently, and as I was packing it in, it just went haywire and was sliding, and I was trying to go forward, and I think my first mistake was right here, and I tried to go forward and it wasn't going, so I tried to back up a little bit more or something, and it was one thing after another, just led to a complete disaster. As you can see, I have a couple jacks and stuff out here. This one was a lifesaver right here. This was bought the day that it ended up happening, and this is a ProLift 20-ton jack. This one did a great job trying to get up the frame so I could actually dig around the tire, because the body of the camper was almost on the ground. And then I had this Craftsman little jack that I swear I was gonna break it, but it ended up getting the camper frame up high enough to where I could get some actual jacks underneath, and then I could get that one. My camper weighs 14,000 pounds. That thing struggled, but it did it. So now we got to clean up this whole entire area, and I've got some stuff we're gonna lay down and then get ready for some gravel, hopefully today if it doesn't rain. So we got first get all of this junk up that I used to try to get out of the holes and stuff. So I got the boys out here helping dig up some of the area where the tires go so we can put some more of the pavers. And this is kind of what it looks like. It's just trying to get a bigger surface underneath it so that when the camper's sitting on it, it won't collapse. And then up here, you can see some pretty bad ruts from where the camper slid. So we gotta get all this flattened out before going on to the next step. And the ground also slopes slightly this way, so trying to drag some dirt over onto this side to get this one a little bit higher. And right now he's trying to get the hole that I made, trying to get it back filled in with all the dirt that I pulled out of there so I could lay pavers underneath the tire.
Dad, this rock part's really thick.
Which one?
There's some red on it.
That might be a gate post.
Gate post? Do we leave it?
Let me see your shovel. Yeah, that's where a gate post used to be.
Mom, what's a gate thing? I was digging up a gate post. What's the gate post, Daddy?
Remember the chain link fence we had?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. That's what that is. So you don't have to worry about that.
Can I help dig it up?
The post?
Uh-huh.
No, we aren't digging that one out.
I wanted to dig up what seemed to be a huge rock.
All right, we've got most of the area somewhat flattened out, especially where the tire's gonna go. They're digging back here still a little bit and trying to get a little bit deeper so we can put some of those pavers back under here, and we'll put some dirt in, fill in the cracks. This side has been done pretty good. It's got all the pavers underneath, and we'll just spread this, flatten it out, step on it and stuff like that. Make sure all the cracks are filled in. And then this area should be fairly good and strong enough, again, for the camper to sit on. But the next thing we're going to do is put a weed barrier on here to help with any grass growing inside the gravel. So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, so I've got some weed barrier right here, and then I've got this bio stake that should decompose or die biodegradable, and it should be fine in the concrete. We don't have to worry, or like in the gravel. And once we get these staked down, this is just that the fabric don't really blow around much, kind of stays put. And we've gotten the little ties down 6 feet away from the house, and it's all even on this side, and we'll just work off of this reference point. Finally, the crew shows up to start digging. Come on, guys, get to work. I mean, girls. Girls, get to work. Let's go. Chop, chop. All right, so what I've done is I've lined up the weed barrier with the very front of the concrete driveway that we already have here. And we're just putting these little stakes in the ground to help hold it in place. We also had that little, I got a post right here that helps hold the gate open. Let me get that cut real quick so we can see that. Have to remember it's there whenever we do the actual concrete or the gravel. And if you want to grab the barrier and run down that way with it, we can start putting some of these steaks in.
Oh, can I have the steaks on? Can
Okay.
What did?
For the two rows where they join together, I'm using one stake and overlapping the areas so that both are staked down pretty much the same spot. And like this one, we staked it down right now, but we'll come back and pull this one out. And once we overlap the second one, we'll put them both together. And so now we gotta restake. Or stake that second row down. Might have to hold it with the other hand. All right, now try to cut it.
Oh, it's looking better now.
Yeah, it just needs to be tight. Ooh, that was a good one. Just don't cut me. Come back this way. Keep going, keep going. There you go.
Yeah, we did it.
All right, so we've gotten all of our little stakes in here. We were almost short. I ran that right side all the way up to the corner of the fence because we try to keep the camper that way a little bit more so we can get things in and out of the gate a little bit easier. So we've got all the stakes in that we bought, and we got these little side rails right here that will butt up to it whenever the gravel gets here. But we'll have to see what's going to happen, if he's going to end up backing in here, be able to dump as he goes out, or if he's going to end up having to dump all the gravel right there. We're going to have to hand shovel it all back, which is okay, because they have plenty of little hands that can help. It's good for them to do the little chores like that. But now we're just waiting on the gravel. So we are waiting and have been waiting for a little while now. Time was between 2 and 4 for the delivery, and it is after 4 o'clock now. Called the place, and they said within about 30 minutes the truck was already on the way back. They'd load up 4 scoops and bring it over here. As you can see in the background, the clouds are starting to roll in, so it's getting a little bit close for time to do anything really. If the rain starts, not gonna be able to do any work. So as soon as it gets here, I'm gonna try to hopefully have them drive in here as far as possible, dump it, and it'll be a lot easier to spread. Or if not, it's gonna be just hand shoveling like I said earlier. But right now we're just waiting on the delivery guy, and it is getting a little bit colder out here as well. So that's not gonna make it any more fun either. So hopefully within the next half hour or so he'll be here, and we'll be all set up, ready to accept all the gravel. Hopefully he'll be able to dump it in as far as possible and drag it on out. Well guys, we're over that half-hour mark of even when she said it would get delivered again, which is pretty sad. The point of business is to keep customers happy. I would never recommend this company to somebody just because of how they're acting. No phone call, no nothing like that about being late. I had to go out and call them and say, hey, what's going on? And she said that'd be 30 more minutes. It's past that. We're at about 40 minutes now. I wish that we could dock them a little bit of money for every 10 minutes that they were late of when they said they were supposed to deliver. Like all your cable companies, internet companies, whenever you have something like this that's scheduled and then it doesn't get done on time, I wish it could be that way, where we could get money for it. My time is as valuable as they want their money. Don't understand it. So we're still just waiting for the gravel to show up. This side we haven't had any problem, but you're gonna try to stay as close over here as you can.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or just get as far back as you can. But I know for a fact this is where we had our
Yeah, you can see it right here.
yeah.
And then yeah, right there. It's just how water.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try to spread it.
You can't, I don't want you to get stuck.
Okay, so I'll go back as far as I can.
Okay. Now, go over to here and that chair. Alright, so this is what we got. Now we gotta just get it all spread and packed up so that we can get the camper back here. If it starts going that way, keep on going backwards, but yell to me, okay?
Okay. Bum, bum, bum.
So last night, my wife ended up saying that we should go ahead and try to get this all spread as best as possible, which was crazy. I did not think we were going to be able to get it all done and spread. Still needs to get packed pretty good. It rained as well last night, so we aren't going to move the RV this time because I'm stepping on it and I can see it moving a little bit. And over the next little bit, it should pack in fairly well. And I decided to go ahead and put this back wheel section up on pavers as well, just to help keep it level and stuff. But it looked pretty good from where we had it finished last night. And as you can see from the side, this is fairly much higher than the little rails we have, and we've been talking already about getting some bigger timbers to put on just this side and help keep the stuff in there. So this is about 4 inches higher than the right side. You can see that it did sink in a little bit just from packing it in, which was known. I knew that was going to end up happening, but we'll just come back. I'll pull this back out probably tomorrow and go back over it again and repack some of it. But over the next year or so, we'll probably get some actual just gravel to put on top of this. Let this get good and packed, and we'll put gravel on it. Thanks guys for watching, for just making this little RV pad area. Like I said, we're gonna be doing improvements over the next year on it by actually doing gravel layer on top, putting the timbers on the side to make it a little bit higher and make it a little bit more secure on that side, so we don't have any kind of washout over there. If you guys have any questions, comments, we are going to be packing this, so that's one thing that we still got to do. Where the RV tires are not going, we're going to end up packing all that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.